In our last 3 sessions, we discussed a letter from a man whose wife constantly made comments about his driving. I helped him see her emptiness and the 3 choices available to him. Now back to the writer of the letter. When I recommend that you live with it and like it, I am not suggesting that you passively accept whatever abuse is heaped upon you, that you become a doormat. That's not loving, and it doesn't lead to happiness. No, I'm suggesting that you learn a different way of living, and then living with it and liking it becomes a different choice entirely. What's hurting your marriage isn't comments about driving. It's the lack of real love behind those comments. The anger you feel about her comments, for example, is hurting your relationship every bit as much as her comments. The solution is finding more real love in your marriage. You can learn how to do that by reading and watching the wide variety of materials available to you here on the website. Do whatever it takes to find the unconditional love that will change your individual life and your marriage. It's well worth it. Once you begin to have a little bit of that love, miracles begin to happen. You begin to lose your anger, for example. On an occasion when you don't feel angry and when you're not in the car, I suggest that you talk to her about her driving comments. Tell her how you feel. Tell her that you recognize that you've not been as loving a husband as you thought. You've been much more angry and selfish than you'd like to admit, but you'd like to learn to love her better. In that condition, just learning how to be loving, you find some things to be very distracting, to be big obstacles to your ability to be loving toward her. That's not her fault. It's just the way it is. One of those things is her comments about your driving. So when she criticizes your driving because you are weak, you easily get angry and distracted and find it difficult to stay loving. That's your fault. But you just wanted to describe to her the effect it has. Do you see how cool that is? You are not telling her what to do. In almost all our relationships, when somebody is doing something we don't like, we tell them what we want them to do or not do. And then we're irritated when we don't get what we want. Then we have a fight, and people are disappointed and irritated. We see this everywhere. And then people leave relationships. They get divorced, the whole deal. But you're not doing that. You're simply describing your behavior to her, your weaknesses, your feelings, and then the consequences that her behavior has on you. You're not telling her what to do. You're not telling her what not to do. You're not controlling her. There's nothing to fight about. And the cool thing is this. Most people, when they're given information like this, and when they are trusted and loved like this, will begin to modify their behavior. They will begin to do the right thing, really. Not all at once, perhaps, maybe not completely, but we have a natural tendency to do the right thing. We really do. But we don't trust that other people have that tendency, and that's why we try to control them. I promise you that if we trust people, they will do the right thing more than if we control them. When we control them, they fight us. Now, what if she doesn't respond to this description of yours? Are you done? Is that all you can do? No, actually you're not done. You have even more options. And we'll talk about that in our next session.